Hi, I'm Shauna Smith-Yates, Director of Education and one of the Master Instructors for Juvo board. In a previous video, I led you through a prenatal workout on the board. I personally use the board through my entire pregnancy to help keep me moving, healthy, and fit. Juvo Elevate is perfect for the expectant mother as it keeps the head above the heart when lying supine, allowing her to continue to perform mat-based exercises. It also brings the mat up, assisting with exercises such as push-ups, planks, squats, and lunges that become increasingly more difficult as the pregnancy advances. Today I'm going to take you through a gentle postnatal workout that I have been doing to regain mobility and strength. This workout for me, post C-section, has been helping me return to my previous pre-pregnancy fitness level. Before beginning a postnatal workout, mom should be cleared by her doctor and check for diastasis recti, or separation of the rectus abdominis. If significant diastasis recti is present, the postnatal client should return to exercise under the guidance of a physical therapist or qualified fitness professional. When beginning exercise after the birth of baby, start slowly, take breaks when needed, and remember to stay hydrated. As gently as mom tapered exercise over the approximately 40 weeks until baby was born, the postnatal client should build back up just as slowly. Listen to your body and stop if any movement causes pain. We are going to be incorporating a Pilates magic circle into this workout if you have it. If not, no worries, you can still do the workout. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to begin today with the board in Elevate. It's going to be a full body workout, but we're really going to start warming up the body, regaining mobility. You've probably been sitting in a hospital bed for a couple of days and then at home nursing. The body's gotten stiff, we've got some tension. So let's start laying on your back. And we're going to start warming up the neck first. So here, really think about the shoulder blades lying flat on the mat, the chest nice and open, and we're going to start nodding the head first, back and forth, warming up the neck before we get started into some more intense exercises. Then we're going to bring the chin back up to the ceiling, and let's turn the head right and left. You might hear some popping and cracking. Let's get those upper traps stretched out and that neck moving. Let's do that one more time, and then we're going to bring the head back to center, and let's start warming up the shoulders. So we'll bring the arms up to the ceiling, and we're going to gently scissor the arms, reaching one up by the ear and one down by the hip. We're going to be doing about 3 to 5 reps of everything today, but if you're feeling good and everything's comfortable, feel free to go 8 to 10 reps if that works for you. Let's do that one more time, and then we're going to bring both arms up to the ceiling, and we're going to make some gentle circles. So nice big circles around here. When you're flat on a mat, you don't get quite as much range, so really take advantage of the board being lifted off the ground and allow that chest to open. Let's reverse those circles. So arms are going to come up and down by your hips. Remember to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, bringing oxygen into the body. We're going to go ahead and bring the arms up, and we're going to go into a nice hug and release. So we're going to bring the arms across the body, stretching the back of the shoulders. And then we're going to open the arms out, allowing that chest to stretch. Let's do that again, but reverse the arm that's on top. Stretch the back of the shoulders, and then open the chest. One more time. Stretch the back of the shoulders, open the chest. And let's go ahead and bring the arms down by your side, and we're going to start warming up a little bit of the lower body. So abdominals have been stretched out during the pregnancy. For me, I've got a little bit of loss of feeling with the cesarean. So we're going to start getting in touch with those low abs by just going into a gentle imprint into the board and release. So I'm contracting the abdominals, taking the low back into the board, and then relaxing with the gravity. We're going to do that again. Contract and release. 2 more. Contract and release. One more time. Contract the abdominals and release. So let's go ahead and contract the abdominals, keep them nice and firm here with the low back into the mat, and we're going to start opening up the hips. We're going to start with the leg going out to the side. You might feel a stretch here in your inner thigh, and then you're going to bring the leg back up. So as you do that, hold on to the abdominal connection so that the other hip doesn't move. We'll check here. Keep yourself honest. Make sure you're keeping the pelvis nice and stable. Let's do that one more time. And then let's go ahead and do that on the other leg. So you're going to open the leg out to the side and then pull the leg back up with the abs and the inner thigh. Open the leg out to the side, pull the leg back up. So you're not letting the other hip follow, you're keeping it nice and stable. We'll do that one more time. And now we're going to do both legs at the same time. So they're going to open out and then use the abs to pull the legs back up. open to the side, and pull. Let's add a breath to that. Inhale, exhale, contract. One more time. Inhale, exhale, contract. Now we're gonna start picking the legs up off the board. So remember, keep those abs nice and engaged, back into the board. We'll take one leg off the board, and then we'll control the leg back down. Lift the other leg off the board, control the leg back down. It looks simple enough, but you're gonna find that it's surprisingly difficult, especially as the abs really start to regenerate and gain strength. Let's do one more on each side. Now we're gonna take one leg up, hold it up here. Let's go ahead and keep the knee bent, and we're gonna make some nice gentle circles, continuing to warm up the hip, but again, really challenging the abdominals. So I'm working really hard here to not lose this connection and let the other hip rock and roll. Let's reverse those circles, out and around. Let's inhale and exhale. Let's do two more on this leg. One more. We're gonna return that foot down to the board, and we have to do the other side. Here we go. Inhale and exhale. Little circles, keeping the stability with the abdominals. Let's do two more this direction. Last one, and let's reverse. Inhale and exhale. And two, and three, two more, four, and five. We're gonna set the foot back down, and we're gonna start going into some upper abdominal work now. So I'm gonna have you grab your circle if you have it. If you don't worry. You could also take a ball or roll up a small towel and put it between the knees. So by placing the circle in between the knees, it's gonna help us engage our inner thighs, and that's gonna help us find more of an abdominal contraction. It's gonna help us regain that abdominal strength a lot more quickly. So let's place the circle here between the legs. You're gonna be gently squeezing the circle to find that engagement. And you can either have your arms by your side for some nice gentle ab preps or sit-ups, or if you want, place the hands behind the head so that you can really release the tension in the neck here. So we're gonna take a breath, and we're gonna exhale, contract up and down. And two, and down, and three. Let's do two more. Four, again, you could go to 8 to 10 if you wanted to, and 5. So if you've had separation of the rectus abdominis, or with the stretching of the abs over the 40 weeks during pregnancy, the board is actually gonna give you a little of a booster here. You're gonna find that it's not quite as difficult as doing it on the mat. We're gonna take that a little bit farther and add rotation to work those obliques. So we're gonna come up and over to the right, and back down, and then to the left. So I want you to really think about the rib coming towards the hip, not the elbow pulling towards the knee. So we want quality over quantity here. Still gently contracting into the circle to work those inner thighs and help the abs work. Let's do one more. Good, we're gonna take the circle out, and now if you're feeling comfortable, we're gonna add on to that a little bit. So this time, as you come up into that crunch, I want you to lift a leg, and then set it back down. So we're incorporating the whole abdominal wall now, and set it back down. Again, up and down. Let's switch. Up and down. Breathing, exhale, and down. One more time. Now we're gonna add rotation to that leg. So you're gonna rotate that rib to the hip and bring it back down. And two, and down. One more time. Now let's go to the other side. Notice that I'm going to the same side each time. That's a little bit easier than alternating the movement, which we're gonna do in a second. All right, so back to the crunch with the alternation of the legs now. So we'll lift up and down. Switch this time. Up and down. Notice my low back is staying into the board. Down, up. One more on each side. Exhale. And exhale. Let's add the rotation. And rib to hip. And down. And exhale. And down. Let's do two more sets here. Down. And switch. One more time. Exhale. And switch. Nice work. All right, let's roll onto your side. And while we're here, we're going to take another opportunity to really open that chest, get some rotation and stretch. So go ahead and pad your head with your bottom arm and take your top arm out in front of you. We're going to lift that arm up to the ceiling, open across the chest, really allowing the chest and the spine to rotate and stretch. Bring the arm up and then bring the hand back to where it came from. So the arm comes up, we'll rotate as we keep the hips stacked, they don't move. Arm comes up and bring the arm back to starting. Let's do that one more time. And rotate up, and back. Now go ahead and place this hand on the board and let's straighten your top leg out, and we're gonna work a little bit of the hip complex. So the hips loosened up as we prepared for pregnancy, so we need to strengthen those hips to make them stable again. So we're gonna take that top leg up and we're gonna pull it back down. Inhale, exhale, pull, like you're pulling the leg up and down through peanut butter or quicksand. So really make those muscles contract. Let's do that 2 more times. 1 more, and then I'm gonna hold that leg up at hip height and make little circles. Circle, really using my abs here to keep the pelvis stable, even though I'm working the hip. And let's pause, let's reverse that. 5 and 4, 3, 2, 1. Still keeping the leg up at hip height. We're gonna keep the pelvis stable and we're going to little kick forward and back. So lengthening that hamstring and then opening up against the front of the hip. Inhale and exhale. 3 and back. Let's do 2 more. 1 more time. And then you're gonna bring the leg back down and let's do a little tricep press here. So as you push up, you can straighten that leg to help you and then bring it back down. Exhale as you press. So upper body needs a little bit of conditioning so that we have strength to lift baby as baby grows. The board's gonna help us here because it's already in elevate, so we're halfway there and we can progress later to the balance position. So you're gonna repeat that leg series on the other side. You might wanna pause the video and do that, and then we're gonna go ahead and move on. I'm gonna have you come to seated on the board, straddling the board, and grab that circle again if you have it. We're gonna be working some rotation of the spine now. So if you had an epidural or a nerve block for a cesarean, unfortunately the medicine really messes with your system. Your bowels might be sluggish. Rotation, if you've done it in yoga or Pilates or other forms of exercise, really gets things moving, and it also is gonna work our abdominal muscles. So I'm gonna have you take the pad of your circle and place it right underneath your bra line, and then hold on to the circle with a nice rounded arms. We're gonna go back into rotation on a set of 3 pulses. So we're gonna pulse to one side, 1, more 2, more 3, back to center. Rotate, 2, 3, back to center. Think about growing tall through your spine as you continue with the pulses. We'll do that 1 more time to this side. Now we're gonna come back to center. We're gonna take the circle out in front of us, place the hands on the pads. We're gonna intensify that a little bit. You're going to rotate and squeeze the circle to work the pecs a little bit, and then return back to center. Other side, rotate, squeeze, and release. Rotate, squeeze, and release. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale 1 more time, and then come back to center. So we're also going to work the back muscles. It's a little hard after having an incision or after baby, the stomach may be sensitive to lay on your stomach, so we can still work the back by going to extension in a seated position. So hold on to the circle in front of you. You're going to pull the circle in, lift the chest to the ceiling as you gently squeeze the circle, and then return back up to vertical. Here we go. We're going to inhale, squeeze, exhale, release. Inhale, lift, exhale, release. 2 more, and release. 1 more time, and release. We're gonna keep the circle here, and we're gonna go ahead and go into some squats from the board. Gentle way to start working our legs. So we're going to lift the circle in front of us and then sit back down. Squeeze the circle, lift, and back down, and reach. Let's do 2 more. Then we're gonna start taking the circle overhead, which is going to increase our heart rate a little bit more. So we're gonna reach up and down, reach up and down. Let's do 2 more. Reach and down. 1 more time, and down. All right, so we're starting to get a little bit warmer. Let's place the circle down. We're gonna use it here in a second, and let's come around to the back of the board. We're going to step onto the board, and we're just gonna take a minute here to get a nice calf stretch now that we started to warm up the legs. And then we're gonna roll down and walk out to a down dog position. So really think about sinking the heels, lifting the hips, settle into the shoulders. Go ahead and pedal the feet and knees, intensify that stretch a little bit more. Then we're gonna go ahead and come on down to the knees and go into a little push-up series here. We're gonna stay in this 4-point kneeling position for our first set of push-ups until we have the strength and the abdominal connection to work up to a full push-up, which we're not gonna do today. So hands underneath the shoulders. We're gonna flex the elbows, come down, exhale, press. Let's do 5. And 2, and 3, 2 more, 4, 1 more time, 5. We're gonna stay here with a nice straight spine. We're gonna reach 1 foot back, push that heel across the room, and then set the knee back down. Other leg, push the heel back, set it back down. So as you do this, you're going to feel the abdominals tighten and contract as you start to prepare to return back to a plank eventually. Let's do that one more time on each side, and down, and switch, and down. So we're going to repeat the push-ups, but if you're comfortable, we're going to back our knees up to put us more into a plank position. If that's too much pulling on the abdominals, go ahead and return back to that 4-point kneeling position. So we're going to take the knees back into a plank, curl the toes under. Here we go, 5 more push-ups. 1, breathing 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause here, reach 1 foot back and down. We're repeating that intensification of the plank. Down, reaching the heel, pushing through the back of the leg. Reach, we're gonna do that one more time. Reach, down, reach. Good, we're gonna bring the knees back underneath the hips and we're gonna go into a little bit of a cat-cow shell with spinal articulation. So I want you to actually open the chest to the ceiling. You're gonna take the low back, curl it under, reach back, pull against the board in these cutouts, really stretch through the spine. Bring it back up to the cat and then release back out to the cow. Tuck the tailbone. Bring it back into your child's pose or shell. Bring it back to the cow and open the chest. Tuck the tailbone. Pull back into the stretch. Bring it back up. Release to the cow. One more time. Tuck under and pull. Bring it back up and release. We're going to curl the toes under. Push back into the down dog. Walk the hands back in. Take a moment here to let that back line stretch. And we're going to roll back up to standing. So let's step off the back of the board and go into some lunges. Since the board is elevated, the board is going to help us return to our lunges. It's not going to make us go all the way down to the floor. It's going to give us a little bit of help here. So let's start with your right leg. You're going to bring out in front, and we're going to start with some stationary lunges first. You're going to bring it down, and we're going to pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to pulse up, up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Step it back, switch legs, bring that foot in front of you, drop down into a lunge just as low as you're comfortable, pulse it down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause, now pulse it up, up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Step it up. If you're ready, let's go into some alternating lunges. Here we go. Right, together, left. Add the arms to intensify the heart rate. Left. Reach overhead. Right. Left. Let's do 2 more sets. Right. Left. Last set. Right. And left. We're going to go into some side lunges. So facing the side, this leg is going to reach up onto the board, and then you're going to step back, place the foot back down. Here we go. 5 of these. 1. And breathing. 2. If you want to intensify the heart rate, 3. Add the arm movement. 4. We're going to keep going, but we're going to add a balance. 5. 5 more. You're going to step, up and balance. Step, up and balance. 3. 2 more. 4. And 5. Good. Heart rate's going now. So you're going to pause the video and repeat that on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and take the board into balance now. So if you'll come around the back side of the board, remember to loosen the tension knob just slightly. Place your foot onto the bar. Pull the pin out. Slide the bar down. And then let's go ahead and bring the bar all the way up to the vertical position. Hear the click and tighten the tension knob. We're going to be starting on our knees. So let's go ahead and grab your Juvo pad to pad the knees. We're going to place it on the board. And you're going to come into your 4-point kneeling position here. And remember, the board's moving now. So this is great to activate all those small muscles that loosen from the hormones from pregnancy and help us further engage the abdominals. So bring the hands right underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and find a nice straight spine. And we're first just going to rock the board back and forth. And you'll be surprised how much abdominal engagement this causes and really feel it in the obliques. Then we're going to bring the board back to center, keeping the spine straight and the pelvis pointing straight towards the board. We're going to go into a bird dog. We're going to lift the opposite arm and leg and bring it back down. Lift and down. This is pretty challenging, so we're gonna add our breath. We're gonna take a breath in, exhale to lift, bring it down. Exhale, switch. Let's do one more on each side. Exhale. Exhale, we're gonna pause here and we're gonna crunch the elbow to the knee. So we're gonna bring the elbow and the knee together and then release it back out. Feel the abs contract and release. Let's do 5 on each side. Pull. 2 more. Pull. 1 more time. Pull. Find that balance. Bring it down. Let's switch sides. Lift. Exhale. Pull. Inhale. Release. 2. Breathing. 3. 2 more. 4. And 5. Bring it back down, and we're gonna go into that modified plank that we did earlier at Elevate. So we're gonna take 1 foot back, feel the increasing work of the abdominals, set it back down. The other foot reaches back, push through that back heel, set it back down. So we're lengthening out that lever that's really going to increase the workload here on the core, and back down. So let's work into the lower abs now. You can place the pad off to the side, or if you need it, you could put it underneath your low back. I'm gonna place it here for now. And you wanna place your head down by the bar. So we did the leg lifts earlier in Elevate. This is going to intensify those leg lifts a little bit, but we still have assistance because we're gonna hold on to the bar to help stabilize the shoulders, but I want you to keep the workload out of the neck and the shoulders. So gently grab the bar, pull the shoulders down, chest open. Remember, take that low back into the board, and we're gonna start by lifting one leg and bring it back down. Lift and down. So I don't know if you can see it, but my board's moving a little bit as I really try to stabilize through that low abdominal region. Let's do 1 more on each leg, and then I'm gonna go ahead and have you keep this leg lifted. We're gonna make it a little harder. We're gonna lift the other leg up. We're gonna tap the toes. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So you can cheat this exercise and just drop the knee, but I really want you to reach the hip away and pull back up so you get a nice quality engagement. My abs are working really hard. And 1 more on each side. Now I'm going to have you take your ankles, crisscross them. This may be too intense for some of you, so just make it a real small movement or return to the toe taps. Otherwise, you're going to do a gentle lift and release. So I'm just engaging the abs a little bit more and release. I don't have to do a big movement and pull the hips off the board. I just want to start returning those low abs to a nice working state. Let's do 2 more, 1 more time, and then we're going to place 1 foot down and the other foot down. So we've been working in some instability in a prone position, supine position, 4-point kneeling position. Let's come to standing. So I'm going to have you come up, and you're going to hold the bar, and we're just going to work on finding our balance. Balance was greatly affected as we progressed during our pregnancy. So I just want you to shift your weight back and forth, feel those abdominals connect, and then you're going to take 1 foot and place it in the middle of the board. Really stand up nice and tall, and you're going to find balance by lifting 1 leg up. Just give it a minute. The rocking is good. That means all those small muscles are working. We're going to take it, place the other foot to the center of the board. You'll find a line there in your mat, and you're going to find balance on the other leg. Now, if you're feeling a little spicy here today, you could close your eyes and challenge your proprioception and balance even more. So let's go ahead and do a couple of stretches to start finishing up our workout. We're going to go to a modified down dog here on the bar. So you're going to take your hips back towards the other side of the room, settle into the shoulders. Let's bend 1 knee, switch, bend the other knee. Let's do that again. Switch and switch. You're going to step 1 foot forward to come to a modified triangle. You're going to take your nose towards your knee. You're going to lift your front foot up and set it back down. Lift your front foot up and set it back down. 1 more time. Set it back down. You're going to switch feet. Place the other foot back. Bring the chest towards the leg, nose towards the knee. Lift the foot up and bring it down. Every time you bring the foot back down, see if you can take your body a little closer to your leg. You're going to take that foot, bring it back. You're going to come back down onto your knees. Let's stretch out the spine. You're going to sit back into that child's pose or shell, pulling on the board to get a nice stretch in your lats. Back's probably really tight from holding baby. Give yourself a nice little rock back and forth. And then let's use the bar to bring the hands to one side, gentle pull across those lateral muscles of the rib cage. And let's bring it to the other side. Gentle pull, take a couple breaths. Return back to center. You're gonna roll up, bring one foot forward, the other foot forward. Go ahead and relax the body forward. Start from the low back and let's stack the body spine up one vertebra at a time. Thank you so much for joining me today for this postnatal workout. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check us out at juvoboard.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and on Instagram.